What we had was our own chow hall, where we had 2 prepared meals a day. Basically, we wouldn't need it. I was in special operations, so we had Thai food for breakfast and Thai food for dinner, and they gave us an MRE for lunch, which we all just kind of dumped into a box to be donated to the community. But the Air Force, living in the hotel, started coming down with dysentery. And we had a Army vet with us, so the decision was finally made to send the vet down to the hotel to see what was going on, and we took a trip to the kitchen. When we applied our standards to the kitchen, there were 2 major health code violations as far as the storage of food went, and 5 minor. So that's why the Air Force had dysentery, and we were eating well. So while they're suffering, we invited them periodically to, 1 or 2 here and there to come in and see how we were eating. Well, this is the one time in my career I can say we actually had it better than the Air Force.
For the most part, but Air Force.
And I'm sure when you go out training with the Air Force ROTC, or excuse me, the Army ROTC, you probably remind yourselves just why you decided to do Air Force ROTC.
Yes, sir. We did E&E a couple weekends ago, and I was with the Army group. There was 3 Army cadets, and they were like, you're with us. There's no way.
And they keep trying to convince us to cross over and do.
Yeah, no.
That's why I always believe they throw the money at you to start with.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, $500 a month.
No, they like 18.
I mean, to start out with.
Oh.
We're like 175 or whatever, 300.
When I was at the Pentagon, I heard a rumor that the Secretary of Defense, Van Rumsfeld, was actually toying with the idea of folding the Air Force back into the Army.
Army Air Corps again?
Well, think about it. The Marine Corps has Marine Expeditionary Force, and they're a combined arms unit that has its own air, so that all of it's coordinated under one commander, where when we do Army operations and we need air support, it has to go up one chain and then down the other. So that's kind of been some of the sticking points and friction in some of the operations. Is the Army will want air support, and the Air Force is saying, well, we're not going to go there. And then the Army turns around and says, well, we want airplanes.
Is that why they started moving far more to the Joint Command? Like, actually in the theater and everything?
More and more, yeah, that was a push from Rumsfeld. And as an active component officer, it's going to be key in your career to get a joint assignment, so that you get the joint time, so that as you get up to be lieutenant colonel and colonel, you've had the joint experience, so that as you apply for different things within the Air Force or within a larger community, you've got a better shot at getting it. So if somebody says, hey, would you like to, do 2 years, on a tour with the Army, give it some long thought. And I would advise the same thing of an Army officer. If somebody came along and said, hey, we've got an opportunity to spend a couple of years over here with the Air Force, I'd say I'd look at it. If it's a joint assignment, it can get you some purple time, as they like to call it. Get out to your airport, or your airforce.com, and look at everything that's underneath there. Give you a leg up on your peers.
Is that all that you Not even gonna.
Wasn't even really a briefing.
We're gonna have like
This
discussion.
conversation.
Boy, enlightenment session. Does anyone have any questions, anything I need to say? No? Okay, well, we're not going by Robert's Rules of Orders here, so